Hello everyone, how you going and welcome back to One Job, the place that really just shows you how incompetent some people are. You know, people might train for years and years, either at uni or college or wherever it may be, and they still end up just stuffing up the one job that they have. And then we get to see their beautiful failures right here on One Job, so let's jump straight into it. Starting off with wrong gender reveal. Now obviously the last time I heard about a gender reveal in the US, it didn't go so well. Wait, was that blue or purple? You can't even see here. Alright, so everyone's happy, surely. What's going on? Oh my goodness. They gave the wrong color. Oh my goodness. It's a girl. How do you stuff that up? I mean, I guess I know how you stuff it up. You know, you kind of you put all of them aside. You go, not these ones, not these ones, not these ones. And then you go, okay, these ones. And oh man, that would suck so much. And, you know, just everyone's so happy. At least I don't seem to care. And she's just on her knees, just going, oh my goodness, I stuffed it up. Everyone's just in awe of going, what? What? How did you stuff this up? At least he's a good sport about it. He goes, it's a girl, you know, because but she seems so confused about it. I mean, I guess it makes sense how it can happen, you know. You'd be so focused on trying to not do it that you just overthink it and then it ends up happening. But man, it is a shame. But you know, even though this does suck, as a first post, we can definitely see where it can escalate because this was not really a job, you know. No one's going to really get injured. It was just kind of a bit annoying that they got tricked or whatnot. It's not like someone pushed the wrong button and caused a nuclear meltdown or something. But yeah, it would suck as the entire day, the entire thing is about the gender reveal and the one thing gets stuffed up. Oh man, you would just feel so bad, and I guess that's why the lady was on her knees. But anyway, they seem to take it alright, and like I said, it's just a gender reveal. At least they didn't set an entire forest on fire somehow. My neighbor's Christmas decorations today. Oh no, how do you stuff that up? I refuse to believe that someone hasn't done this to them, you know. Surely you don't just lay it out in front of your house and go, oh yeah, it looks great, it smells joy, no worries. Not having any clue that if you actually are approaching the house and it's just gonna smell yodge. I just can't see how anyone can be that thick. Surely not. I feel as though one of their friends or some of their neighbors have come over and changed it to yodge instead of joy. I just do not see how this is possible. Unless they're just that self-centered and they've taken kind of the interior decorations outside so then they get to walk out their front door and see joy every day. Unless that's the case, I just don't see how this is even possible. But then I guess it was the fact that this person said it was their neighbor, and I guess surely they would know if something happened about it, but maybe not. I wonder if you see this every year, and every year you go, oh, they're putting up the yodge again. You know, you should always spread as much yodge around at Christmas as possible. And I just love how there's no other decorations to even complement it. It's not like they have lights on the rest of their house or anything else and you go, oh, I guess this was just a little stuff up. No, it's the one decoration and the one job and they still managed to stuff it up. I'm almost surprised that I've never seen this before, you know. The amount of people on this planet that seem to be thick enough to do something like this is just scarily high. So unless there's some more posts up a bit higher, I'm kind of surprised, really. Don't apologize, it happens. Now, I'm just a little bit confused about what this is. I don't really know if it's an ATM or what is going on here, but prepay inside only. Sorry for the Oh, actually, sorry for the incontinence. I was actually just reading through it and I didn't even realize that it said incontinence instead of inconvenience. Oh my goodness, how thick am I? I mean, I guess it makes sense. You do want to say sorry for that. You know, you're telling someone that they need to prepay for whatever it is, whether this is an ATM or I have no idea, but for whatever it is, and then it's just a side note. It's a little fine text down the bottom. What, are you just standing in a puddle as you try to use this machine or something? Maybe that's why they're saying can you please pay inside, because they just haven't managed to get around to cleaning up the incontinence from before. They've got the witches hats out and they're just leading people away from this machine because they go, oh my goodness, this is just a biohazard or something. I reckon that makes more sense of why you want to prepay inside only, because man, you just do not want to go anywhere near this thing. But no, anyway, at least I put the sign up. You know, there were probably plenty of times when the people just wouldn't even bother and they go, why, what is going on? This machine's not working and the number to call just isn't working either. At least they've actually attempted to put up a sign. You can kind of decipher what it means. You really do only need the top part to know what's going on. The bottom part is just because they can. YouTube Music and YouTube's like button bars are switched. No way. Wow, that's incredible. I don't have YouTube Music, but that's incredible that something like that would kind of slip through. Because I can't imagine that they would ever want to change the like being on the left and the dislike being on the right. You know, that's just not going to be good. And speaking of, I guess if you want to click the one on the left down below, that'd be great for me if you could. But no, that's just incredible. The fact that a giant company like YouTube, I guess Google in that way, has either made the conscious choice to do that or something, or just has completely slipped through. Either way, it's just baffling to me. And thinking about it, you know, the subreddit's one job, but I wonder how many people this went through that has one job in this regard. To oversee the entire design and the building of the app, and then to have something like this with just a little tiny thumb up and thumb down just mixed around. And this post was only 4 days ago, so I can only imagine that hasn't been fixed. I guess we can check it. YouTube Music. I've never been on this site before, so let's just go explore, I guess. And then, I don't know. Oh, Justin Bieber. Why not? Here we go. So we're on the song. I'm not actually going to look at it. Yes, look, it is the same. Look, down and up instead of up and down. That is so weird. Well then, I guess you learn something new every day, don't you? But yeah, that is just such a strange decision. I just cannot justify. I have no idea why they would do such a thing. I ordered a precision screwdriver and it got delivered like this. How much packaging is that? That is just incredible about how many layers that is. So it comes in a bag and then you have kind of the paper wrapping around it and then a cardboard box just for one screwdriver. You know, it's like, who decided that that was the way they were going to send this? You know, surely they could have fit it in just a little box like this long. It's only a tiny screwdriver, but no, they have to do an entire box that you could fit, I don't know, an entire week's shopping in. That is just hilarious. I wonder what it is. It looks like it says made in Germany in tiny little text there. Oh yeah, that's definitely made in Germany. I have no idea what the brand is though. But yeah, I guess they just really do not want it to be bent. You know, it's a precision tool. They can't have anything wrong with it when you get it. And I mean, I guess you can't be too mad at this because the amount of things that get sent all over the world every day that just have no packaging, or at least just nowhere near enough packaging for what they needed. And then you have the opposite end of the scale like this one where it's just completely overpacked. You know, there's just no balance in this world. It is either completely overpacked or completely underpacked. There is no middle ground. But like I was saying, even though this one is more wasteful, if I was ordering a precision tool, or maybe not even a tool, but if I was ordering an electronic or something like that, I definitely know which one I would rather have. Yeah, I'm always going to go for more over less when it's something that expensive. Opened a can of corn and quality fresh cut whole kernel corn. Hang on, wait, what? What is in the can? Are they beans? They look like beans. What am I looking at right now? That just doesn't make any sense. Is it meant to be corn, or is that kind of the offshoot of corn? But no, you can kind of see that right there, that and kind of things like, look, they look like beans, even though they're kind of weird beans. That is just such a strange manufacturing error, isn't it? I can only imagine that it was actually kind of the label maker's fault. Obviously the machine filling the cans is going to go first and then they just whack a label on it afterwards. So I can only imagine that someone didn't press the right buttons and pull the right levers. But wow, that is incredible. What are the odds of that? I mean, it would be a little annoying because you definitely obviously wanted whole kernel corn, and so to get beans, you go, what am I going to do with this? But also, you just have to go kind of like, wow, this is a 1 in a million chance. Surely this isn't a thing. I guess in reality, this would have been an entire batch this happened to, but imagine just where they're distributed. Just imagine how many people this affected, you know? They just are going to open up the can and then suddenly they just don't have corns and they got beans. And also, I think this is one of the only posts I've ever seen which isn't actually a human one job. This is more of a machine one job. You know, it's all going to be automated, and for a machine to kind of stuff it up, unless, like I said, it is someone pushing the wrong buttons and whatnot. But still, I'm sure there's a level of machine error in there, so it's kind of just impressive that it's happened. So yeah, I certainly feel as though this is the most unlikely one job there is, because all the other ones, you know, just could be done and recreated by humans, but not this one. No. The canning place certainly won't want to do this again. So yeah, it's 1 in a million chance. One bloody job, traffic cone. Again, another inanimate object that's just getting roasted. It looks as though it's one of the ones that can kind of just squish down into its own base, so I'm sure it wasn't his fault that it just suddenly collapsed. It looks as though someone's come along and kicked it or something, especially considering there's some kind of bench or something here. But for the person that actually put it there, it seems like a very strange place to put it, you know, right behind the barricade, so obviously so no one can see it coming from the left side to the right side, and then it's just completely folded over from every other side, so it's really just having a shocker, isn't it? I mean, at least you can still read that there's caution, and you're not going to miss an entire bright yellow witch's hat or anything like that, but still, it's definitely not reaching its full potential in that regard. It almost just looks as though it's been left behind, you know, there was a job overnight or something, and they just rushed away because they got the permit was finishing at 8 AM, and then the poor cone's just been left out for the entire public to kick around all day. So, you know, you can't be saying too many bad things to the cone. He's had a big night, and then he's just been left alone all day. Poor little fella, and I wonder he's a bit tired and just slumped over. Yes, this is how reflections work. God, could have been as small of an image. Look how tiny it is. Here we go. I'll blow it up a little bit. But yeah, that is certainly not how reflections work. I guess it would only work if the piece of glass was between her and you viewing it. I think that's the only way you'd see it, but then thinking about it, I don't even know if you would see it. It'd be kind of a strange one to see that. I don't know how that would really work. But yeah, I wonder what this is off. If it's from some famous painting or something, I really have no idea, but it's quite funny. I guess that must be quite difficult to deal with, you know, when an artist is trying to make a character be completely faceless, but then they have a reflective surface. You go, well, I guess I'm just going to have to do this because you're trying to make it faceless. That's the only reason I can even think that this is a thing, because why else would you do this? You know, whoever painted this, I feel as though would have made the conscious decision to do this. No one's going to pour hours and hours into a painting and then go, damn, well, I guess I stuffed that one up. Every single thing is kind of thought out and they know what they're doing, so it's kind of an interesting decision to make. I wish we could see the entire piece because we don't really have any context of what's going on here, but yeah, it's definitely a strange one. So yeah, I guess there has to be a reason they've done this, or at least I can only assume that there's a reason behind this. I have no idea who this artwork is by, but I can only think that this is a conscious decision made by the artist to just keep this character faceless, because why else would you do that? Or maybe I'm just completely wrong. Maybe they just had a complete mental blank when they were painting it, and it is a perfect one job where they just went, damn, I guess that's done. Well, not painting over it now. I stuffed up the reflection. hidden, and who cares? See if anyone will notice. Ceilings in my high school be like, oh my goodness, I had no idea what was going on. Well, there we go. Now we can actually see what's going on. What is that thing? That has to be kind of a projector box or something. What is that? What is with all these things that are just providing no context of what's going on? That is just so random. I feel as though I did all right with the last one, kind of trying to figure out what might have happened, but this one just doesn't make any sense. This is just really one job, poor planning, poor design, poor engineering, whatever it may be. Someone must have stuffed up somewhere, because that is just a head-hitting hazard. And I love how the person said ceilings in my high school be like, this isn't the only one that's there. This is just one of them. They didn't say, oh, this one thing in my high school. No, they said ceilings in my high school be like, as though this is just all over the place. You know, you got to duck every couple meters just so you don't whack your head. I mean, I'm sure these ceilings are high enough, so unless you're 6'6" or something, you wouldn't hit your head on it, but still. Obviously, there's something on the floor above that is forcing that to happen, but I have no idea what would do that. You know, it's not like it's an entire thing that goes to a wall as though it could be this massive plumbing pipe. And my original thought of it maybe being a projector box is just completely going to be wrong, because that looks like a hallway, you know. Sometimes projectors are built down into a little box to just kind of conceal them up in the roof, but that is definitely not going to be the case here. So yeah, someone certainly stuffed up there, didn't they? Disappointed. It took me a second to realize what was going on here. I was going, okay, 3-second video, 3-second video, 96 million views is what I can only imagine that says. Oh my goodness, I'm doing it all wrong. But then the fact that it is 4 seconds over here, because YouTube always adds a second to the video. I wonder how you get around this. Maybe you'd have to export the video as being exactly under 3 seconds, and then YouTube would add its own second, and then it would be just under 4 seconds, so then it's going to show up as 3 seconds. I feel as though that's the only way that you'd be able to do it, but yeah, that is hilarious that it's done that to you. I mean, unless that's the entire joke or something, you know, you got a 4-second video that's a 3-second and 3 seconds. I can't imagine that being the case, but hey, maybe it's an entirely meta video and they know exactly what's going to happen to it. But I just really can't get over the fact that they have 96 million views on a 4-second video. You can bet your bottom dollar that YouTube is running ads on that video. There is no way that Zetsu500 has had enough subscribers and it got enough watch time from a 3/4 second video to be able to be monetizing it themselves. But I'm sure YouTube will take advantage of the fact that 96 million people are watching this. You know, that's where they really make all their money, when they just bank 100% of the profits on these massively viral videos, but the person doesn't have any monetization yet. So yeah. But yeah, I guess if Zetsu500 wanted to go into the editor and trim a second off, they could as well. But hey, even though you say one job, you know, 96 million views, it ain't broke, don't fix it. They changed the title after realizing it. Discover, what if we crashed into Uranus? Oh my goodness. How did this get through in the first place? I can only imagine that it was a Discovery Channel son or something. Oh man, it's just kind of these wrinkles on here that just make it look so much worse. I always forget how massive Uranus is. I know that those far out planets kind of get pretty big. Obviously, you get to Pluto, which isn't a planet because it's so small. But I forget that they're that much bigger than us. You know, I know that Jupiter and Saturn are massive, but then Uranus and Neptune are just huge too. I mean, unless the scale of this image is completely wrong, but I can only imagine that it's not, considering, you know, it's meant to be an entire kind of advertisement for whatever it is. But yeah, I always picture it as being about 2 or maybe 3 times the size of Earth. Not that massive thing that we're seeing here. But really, now that they've got my attention, I'm just curious about what would happen if we crashed into Uranus. You know, it's a gas planet, so it's not going to have too much stuff in the way. I'm sure it has a core and whatnot in the middle. I can't really remember what size core it really has, but I'm sure if it's that size, maybe it has a moon-sized core, but maybe a little bit smaller, you know? Something's got to be holding all that gas together. So maybe they knew exactly what they're doing. You know, we're talking about it now. They kind of got their little kind of sneaky advertisements in, and then they can change it and go, oh, whoops, we didn't mean to do that. But really, they knew exactly what they were doing. They were getting free advertisement. No wonder I was struggling. Oh, no way. I wonder how long it took before this person realized what was going on here. Because, you know, as soon as you get kind of out of this corner, you can see that the colors are completely different and the sky is completely different. Whether you do the waterfall first, and even just by doing the border, like every puzzle ever has been started, surely you could see that it is not going to be the same. I guess if you looked at the border on here and you look at the border on here, they're kind of similar enough where maybe you go, oh, it's just a different art style, but it is the same thing. You know, you've got the trees here, you got the blue, and then you got another tree, you got a shrubbery, water and whatnot. So I guess maybe you wouldn't really notice from the start. But yeah, as soon as you got stuck into this, surely you'd notice. You know, it's not a massive puzzle. It's only, what, like 10 by 15 pieces or something. So you'd get through it pretty quickly. And like I said, after doing a quarter of the puzzle, you would surely have caught on about what's going on. So hopefully you're not too disappointed about what the actual final outcome was. You know, it's still a nice looking puzzle. It definitely looks a little more vibrant and warm compared to this cold mountain range up here. So maybe you just kind of chop the top of the box off here and then frame that, and you can have, you know, your summer months and your winter months. But no, I can certainly see why you were struggling on this, because most people do puzzles purely off the colors instead of actually looking at what the shape of the pieces are. And if the color on the pieces aren't matching the color on the box, you're certainly going to be scratching your head for quite a while going, no, it just fits nowhere. What's going on? My church's anti-racism slogan. Oh no. Racism sign up online. That is horrid. What has happened here? Are they missing some of the image or something? I just can't see how this word combination ends up being an anti-racist racism slogan. You know, I can only imagine they're considering it says sign up online and that it's for some kind of petition or some kind of group or whatnot. But when you put racism and sign up online on one slide, it really just doesn't come across as an anti-racism slogan, does it? And really, I just love to question whoever put it up in the first place and how they didn't see how this is a problem. You know, I'm sure this isn't their only job, or whether it was a volunteer that's kind of designing a website for the church or whatnot. But either way, they were tasked with doing it, and I just really don't see how this could have gotten through in the first place. Or hey, maybe it's just actually meant to be a trap for all those people that did notice what was going on and didn't sign up because of it. They go to one side, and all the people that did notice and were actually really enthusiastic about signing it, well then they got taken aside and had a very stern talking to, because yeah, come on now everyone, that's just a bit ridiculous. And so in that case, maybe the person with one job just completely big brained it and then knew exactly what they were doing to try and weed out a few of the bad eggs. And so the top of one job for the month is I feel so safe. If you feel unsafe and need help, press this button. Oh yes, nice to see you are working in a nice and supportive work environment. I wonder what this is for, because I can't say I've ever seen a sign and a button like that. You know, I feel as though there's only a couple places in the world where I feel as though this is applicable. The first one that comes to mind is being a nurse in a hospital or whatnot, because some people just get crazy when they're cooped up. You know, there's plenty of other buttons in the world that if they go missing, everything shuts down. No one is allowed anywhere near anything until they are put back in place. So it's pretty scary that the e-stop for this situation is missing. And it's also confusing to me because it doesn't have any wires or anything. It's just kind of screwed into the wall. Unless it's been taken off for 5 minutes to do a quick battery change to something and the batteries last for a month or something like that. That's what I'm really hoping the situation is, because I can't say I've ever worked in a place that it needs I need help, please press this button. And like I said, I can't think of too many places that actually need one of these. So the fact that wherever this place is actually needs one and they don't have one, that's pretty scary. So hopefully the person with the one job to put the button back puts it back promptly, because man, I wouldn't want to be without that button if I'm in a place where I actually might need it. But anyway, that is going to do it for one job. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do the YouTube and the little things down below. Other than that, I've been posting all of these, so maybe you want to check some of the other ones out, or even consider subscribing so don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.